This is the XRP 1 month overview reading for the month of January 2024. It's currently December 15th, 2024, 12:13 a.m. Eastern Time. XRP at the time of this reading, $242.66. That's USD. The shuffle video for the XRP reading for January 2025 was created on February 5th, 2024, 6:17 p.m. Eastern Time. February 5th, 2024, guys. So by the time we get into February, it'll already be a year old that we threw this spread down.
In this video, we're going to cover the overall trend direction for the month, as well as any important chart events that take place throughout the month. We're also going to cover the week-by-week chart behavior, timing of the peaks and troughs. Then we're going to get into a review of the previous month's reading to give you an idea of what our accuracy really is like. And we're going to give you one of the best trades that we see for the month. The timing, for the most part, is going to be on point to the day, but there will be some cases where the sequence of events, as outlined in the prediction, will remain accurate, but the day might be off plus or minus a day of wiggle room here or there. In other readings, you won't need to plus or minus wiggle room at all. Point being is that you want to follow the sequence of events as outlined by the prediction. When trading this information, you don't want to use price levels as your entry and exits. This is very important. You want to make sure that you're trading with entry and exits based on chart behavior and general timing, but look for the chart behavior. All of that in this video. Stay tuned to watch the review at the end.
So the overall theme and behavior for XRP in January, we've got an important resistance level that we should decline from and then return to at least once within the month of January, possibly, if not January, then it would almost certainly be in February, but likely to be in January at least once. And as far as like resistance and moving big moves, anything that I talk about is going to be on the scale of a 1 month chart with 1 day candlesticks unless otherwise specified. So with that resistance level that we decline and then return to, there's also a decline that's like a market-wide crypto decline, or a crypto market-wide decline, I should say. At least one of those, but it should be a pretty significant move, and then it looks like we're coming back, especially when I look at it from the 1 year chart. We'll look at that in more detail in the paid version of this, in the monthly version. So the behavior around the highest side, we have a significant move to the upside. This could be like a gap up on a multi-day scale, or it could just be like one of the biggest moves of the month. But either way, what we should see is a really big move to the upside into the high, as well as the big move out of the lowest low for the month of January should also be one of the biggest moves for the month. This one out of the low, we should reach for a distant resistance, i.e. not the nearest critical resistance, but at least one past that. Now I'm going to get into the day-by-day chart sequence of chart events, as well as giving you one of the best trades for the month of January. Before we do that, let's take a look at December. So we had a highest high for the month right here on the 3rd. There was a possibility of a lowest low here on the 4th, and it looks like we were a day off there, really close. And then that was followed by close to a highest high again. Another trough down, we came back to lowest lows on the 9th. I have it for the 10th, really close. With XRP, often it's going to be plus or minus a day, but the sequence of events, as always, will be accurate nonetheless. And then it looks like we come back to high. So there's like this double top here in the earlier part of December, and then what we should see is we should see a couple of significant lows, at least almost as close to the low that we've already seen here on the 10th. But we have basically for the theme, it's sideways rotation, and kind of like very mixed back and forth behavior, and you can see that that's actually come to fruition quite well. On the 1st, we have multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance. There's a crest that forms on the 2nd when a rally turns over. We successfully find support on the 3rd. That could be to the upside or to the downside. It's hard to say, but it looks like it's probably support to the downside, and then it's support to the upside, and then we have a pretty significant move somewhere between the 3rd into the 4th, and then out of the decline, big move from the bottom of the range all the way to the top of the range. We decline on the 5th through multiple support levels. We actually go through 2 support levels, and then we rotate sideways before breaking down through more support levels. That decline continues into the 6th, and it looks like that decline either bottoms out on the 6th or it bottoms out on the... It either bottoms out on the 6th or it bottoms out on the 7th. Let's see. It bottoms out on the 6th, and then there's sideways rotation on the 7th, a rally starting midday. And then we have another sharp drop into a very significant trough on a multi-day scale. pretty sharp drop, and that's followed by almost as equidistant, like back to the upside, to a prominent peak on the morning of the 10th. It's like a double peak, the morning of the 10th and the end of the day on the 10th, but like this really big move out of a trough into those peaks. And that big move should start out of a significant move to the downside. So that's an important trough there. Fast sentiment fire into those peaks on the 10th. Sideways fluidity on the 11th. That's equal amounts of bulls and bears inflow and outflow. We likely see a sharp drop and a return to a resistance level there. Sideways rotation after another drop on the 12th. And then it looks like we probably make a new high after those local lows on the 11th and 12th. We probably make a new high in the 13th. Break through resistance, stay above it briefly, break back down through it shortly thereafter, and then we have a failed attempt to break through resistance on the 14th, followed by a decline through key support. But the thing about this failed attempt at resistance is that we're going to expect to break through based on the technicals leading up into that failed attempt. Instead, it's very disappointing. We turn around, we decline. On the 15th, notable reversal, it'll stand out amongst other reversals on a 1 month scale. A lot of price change on the 16th, a lot of price change, and an important support level on at least a 1 month scale highlighted involved in that price change. Price swings on the 17th, and then we have an important resistance level on a 1 year chart scale, probably at least a 1 month, but probably a 1 year chart scale. Important resistance level on the 18th that's highlighted that we should decline and then return to either on the 14th, or more likely it'll be on the 19th within a period of volatility. There's also a sharp drop within that period of volatility there on the 19th, and a prominent peak on a 1 month scale. Another prominent peak on a 1 month scale on the 20th. Sideways fluctuating decline preceding a rally into that prominent peak. And then we do some flat behavior on the 21st. Wow, okay, so this is getting really price swingy here. There's both a decline and a significant move higher on a multi-day scale that takes place on the 19th, again on the 20th, again on the 21st. It's really crazy. And then we have this rally into resistance on the 22nd. It may be the resistance highlighted on the 21st. Let's see. No, it's a different resistance. So we rally into key resistance on a multi-day scale on the 22nd, and then from that we decline with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. Usually those spikes up will meet moving averages as resistance, and the moving averages are almost always in like a bearish formation. Not all the time, but most of the time. Like 90% of the time. So be careful. There's also a unicursal hexagram decline on the 23rd. So probably starts, that unicursal hexagram decline probably starts on the 22nd with that rally into key resistance, and then the breakdown with the consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. By the end of the day on the 23rd, fast sentiment fire ending the decline. We have a pop and drop on the 25th. A pretty sharp drop on the sharp decline on the 25th into midday on the 25th, followed by an unexpected move higher into a resistance level that we then decline from again on the 26th and return to unexpectedly on the 27th. There's a sideways fluctuating rally on the 28th that precedes another decline into a trough on the cusp of the 28th, 29th, and then we have this huge move to the upside out of that trough on the 29th, like a breakout, like on a multi-day scale, possibly even like a 1 year chart scale there on the 29th. It's followed by a U-shaped dip, and then there's resistance level that we failed to break through many times before that's highlighted on the 30th. There's a cash out opportunity. So if we're in long positions here on January, it's likely that February is where we want to cash out. We'll look at that in more detail in the paid version. So what are the best trades that I see for the month of January? Okay, so I'm going to give you the entry and the exit. It's important to understand, guys, the best way to trade this information is with our live Discord trade alerts and live updated trading view charts. That's all part of the monthly access subscription. I'll show you guys how to get that at the end of the video. But if you do insist on trading this information, which is really only for entertainment purposes, we're trying to prove to you extrasensory perception works. If you insist on trading this information, make sure that you look for this chart behavior leading into the entry point. And if that chart behavior does not transpire as expected moving into the entry point, that would be a clear indication that it's a failed trade and not to enter it. But again, don't be silly. Just, upgrade your trading ability by getting those services. They're game changers. Anybody serious about SO meta-analysis is going to be on that board, on that Discord. I'll show you guys again at the end of this. So that's XRP for January 2024. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. As always, make sure to follow that rule of karma. Blessings to all my angel investors. So the way that you get the monthly access subscription, you go to our website, tarotfortraders.com, which at this point, when you're watching this, it may actually be stockmarketpsychic.com will, if it's not Terror for Traders, it'll be that. But the website will be identical. And what you want to do is hover over order now, click on subscriptions, and you want the monthly access subscription. It gets you the paid version where we time the highest highs and the lowest lows to the day for XRP, as well as give you all of the expected trades throughout the month. That's all part of what you get with the monthly access subscription, as well as the Discord trade alerts, and the live updated trading view charts where we actually draw on the charts when to enter, when to exit. All of that, not just for XRP, but Apple, Amazon, Bitcoin, Gold, Google, Meta, Nvidia, USO, Shibcoin, Solana, Theta, Tesla, VIX, and XRP, all part of monthly access subscription. It's only $300 a month, guys. Much love and appreciation to those of you that go out and do that. Blessings again to all my angel investors. I'll see you guys on the next one.